Hello YouTube and welcome to the Lightning L Drago and Whale Wave pre-release analysis video where I will be going over all of the parts for these Beyblades that are coming out next month in September, giving my thoughts and just estimating on how good they can be potentially without even seeing it in my hand. Of course, anything I state in this video anything I say in this video could just be not true upon release of the base, so do not take my word as fact, but simply just something to listen to and build off of on your own. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, we're going to be talking about Lightning L Drago. Now, when it comes to this month, honestly, to me, in my completely biased opinion, this is the one I am looking forward to most, because I grew up with Metal Fight, so Lightning, L Drago, and any of the Metal Fight base have a special place to me personally. In fact, I would say because of the popularity of Metal Fight that this Beyblade probably is just outshining the new one, but the new one actually has some interesting gimmicks to it as well. Well, it doesn't have gimmicks because there's no mode changes. Anyway, let's get on with Lightning, L Drago. So, first of all, I'm just looking at the box picture here, man. The box art itself is very similar to the Metal Fight box art, so overall just beautiful looking as it is. Definitely worth keeping, but for the people who don't do that, then oh well. The Beyblade itself is great. When we take a look at the parts, well, first of all, let's take a look at the layer. So looking at the layer, you have the upper attack mode and then you got the continuous mode. Now the big downside to this, and this is what I probably hate the most when it comes to this release, is the fact that because Beyblade X has yet to introduce mode change gimmicks, they are making this a random booster select bay, and you can't switch the modes. So if you bought one pack, you either get the upper attack mode, or you get the continuous mode, or the barrage attack mode, whichever one you prefer, which is really dumb because then you have to buy both. You have to buy two of them instead of just the one. And personally, if I had to pick just the one, I would hope to get the upper attack mode because at least for when it came to Metal Fight, that was like the best mode of Lightning L Drago, was upper attack mode. It had great smash attack power in that stage. Other than that, when it comes to the decals and everything, it looks great. It looks like all the other crossover bays, because that's what this is. This is the crossover system. Well, not crossover system, but their crossover lineup, I should say. We had the Drasil and the Dronzer and all that. This bay also has stickers, which a lot of people might not like, but personally, I do like. I think putting the stickers on the bay was part of the fun from like it's part of the fun from Burst series and prior, but I know some of the bays, it's like super strenuous to get the stickers on. I'm looking at the majority of Longinus when I say that, by the way. And the God version of Duo Eclipse. That being said, when we take a look at the bay, we have both the smash attack, we have the continuous attack. I love the fact that when it comes to the look of it, they didn't. It doesn't look like it's kind of warped to fit the X gimmick. It looks very similar to what the original was. So by that, what I mean is when we take a look at Lightning L Drago's remake from the Burst system, so it was kind of, what should I say? It wasn't like as rounded, or I should say it was more like a triangular thing. They had to like push the design a bit inwards to have like this sort of a shape when making the bay, which they didn't do here. And it's more true to the actual, the real Lightning L Drago from the Metal Fight series, so I do like that. When going into its parts, so this is something that I'm a little bit confused on, is because they put 160 and flat. Now flat I kind of get, but 160 was kind of off to me. I guess it's fine with the upper mode specifically, because if you concentrate the attack power on one side, it will just do a bigger hit, that's fine. But when it came to the continuous attack, it doesn't make sense. And that's another thing. The parts don't change with each one. You still get 160 and flat, regardless of which mode you get. Yeah, with the continuous one, at least, it would be great if it was a 360 and some other bit, just for the sake of a collection's sake. But the 160 and flat. Now flat is nice, makes perfect sense because whole flat from L Drago itself. But that being said, El Drago's entire, like one of the El Drago's benefits, or one of the things that benefited it the most, was the fact that it was a super low height Beyblade. So I think it would make more sense if instead of flat they used a low flat for Lightning El Drago. Because what also that could do is it can help it in its speed. Because at least from my personal experience, low flat has a much better acceleration around the stadium. Like it grabs onto the rails better than I think, and it gets its top speed faster than most. While when you look at gear flat and assault, those are probably like faster than low flat, but they can skip teeth sometimes when hitting the rails. Versus low flat, I personally think hits the stadium or hits the rails, and it will have a smoother motion at a faster pace. At least up to its top speed, which would be super benefiting for something like Lightning El Drago, especially in that upper mode. Now, I still have a gripe with 160, but it is a fairly new-ish ratchet still, so it's not that big of a deal. But overall, for this month, this is arguably the one that I will be looking forward to the most, more than the new Bay, which we're getting into next. Now, that being said, we are getting into the new Bay, which is Whale Wave. So, Whale Wave, as stated, it's a whale-themed Beyblade. Nowhere near like Cetus, and it's a balance type. That being said, with this balance type, I did say earlier, by the way, I said that on purpose when I said Beast Betromoth on accident, because when you look at this Beyblade from the side, it looks very similar to Beast Betromoth. It really does. Even the performance tip, which I know Hold from Beast Betromoth's not exactly the same thing, but it's still got that wide stance. We're going to get into that bit in a moment here, but first let's take a look at the layer. The layer itself is something special. Now, visually seeing it, it's something similar to Leon Claw with the many sides that it has, but if the inverse, but if my info is correct, from what I'm reading online, this Bay's layer itself is supposed to be a super heavyweight. Like I'm talking, the layer alone is apparently more than like in the high 30 grams range. So this is a heavyweight balance type that seems to lean more towards the offensive side. So with Whale Wave, the standard color for it we have is the teal blue that you see. It's pretty much just an ocean themed, well, it's a whale themed base, so obviously it has ocean colors. Nothing special there outside of the beast. I just like the big teeth it has. It's very cartoony. Moving on to its parts, we get 580, and then the brand new bit, which is just called E, or Elevate. That's the full name, Elevate. So one thing I don't already like is 580. When I take a look at it, you'll see the side profile of the Beyblade here. The thing looks like it has a huge gap, both in the lower part, as well as like right above the ratchet and below the layer itself, which is kind of daunting to me because that poses huge recoil, but also high burst risk. That being said, with the heavy weight, I wonder if it will just be like very centered and pressed down enough that it will be hard to actually burst the bay. On top of that, outside 580, because we've seen it a million times before, 5 sides, so great for defense. That's where it's going to get the balance type in there because it's got the offense and the defense. The offense mainly coming from the new bit, which is Elevate, which we're taking a look at right now. So Elevate has a very, very big fat bottom. That came out wrong, but either way, it's really fat on the bottom. And when you look at the gear teeth, it's flared out. It's not straight down like a normal gear. It's more like a kind of like a bevel. It's kind of like a bevel gear, but like not as exaggerated as like a real bevel gear would be. But it's flared out, which when I look at it, I'm thinking, so if it's flared out instead of straight, it's not going to perfectly meet the rails, which is less contact area on the rail itself when doing an extreme dash. So I'm guessing that this bay is overall going to have a slower extreme dash than most other Beyblades, and is going to focus more on like a light counterattack style versus sort of just like a tanking type of ability. That being said, the benefits to that, if I'm right, would be that it conserves stamina better with extreme dashes, because extreme dashes are very wasteful. That's why the attack types, they can die out so fast. And yeah, that's basically it. It would just conserve stamina because it's not rushing so much. That being said, it does have this, if you look at it, it has this huge guard plate around it. Kind of like Disc Ball from Wizard Rod, but it's solid rather than having like a bit of a hollowness to it. And when I saw this, I immediately thought of Circle Flat from Samurai Ifrit. So if you guys don't remember that performance tip, when the Shogun Steel series, Samurai Ifrit had a flat tip, but it had this huge circle, like a guard thing around it. I'll put it up here so you guys can see, which in real life at least, it would either make the bay go out of control and get really fast around the stadium, mainly the 0G stadium, or it would be kind of like a brakes thing that would keep it in control. So I wonder if the guard plate around Elevate is going to do something similar to it. I don't know if it will like stabilize it, because I don't know. It's definitely not going to, it's going to be above the guardrails or above the extreme rails on the stadium. It can't be meeting it, or else it would just hit that. So I wonder if it's going to keep it stable along the extreme lines, keep it from tipping over by adding extra stability. I wonder what that thing is going to do. But that's what that's Elevate. That's my guess on how Elevate is going to perform. One more thing, when you look at it, it's not a flat bottom. It is there's a point on this thing. So when we take a look at it, yeah, let me make sure if that's true. I'm pretty sure there's like a point on this. Yeah, there's like a small sharp point on this bit here. Instead of it being like a big flat sort of like wide, or what do you call that? Like, yeah, like a wide flat type of thing. It's not that. It's a little point. So it's kind of like a modified version of Gear Needle, I would say, or no, modified version of Gear Point, I would say. That's like a blend of Gear Needle and Gear Point. That's how I would describe this. But yeah, that's the standard copy for Whale Wave. Now that being said, this is a random booster select, so there are two other recolors of this bay. So we have a brown version of Whale Wave that honestly looks like shit, in my opinion. It's either brown or black. I can't really tell looking at this, but either way, it doesn't look good. The parts we have is 470, not a big fan, and High Needle, which I am also not a big fan of. There's not really much I can say about that. 4 sides, 70 millimeters. It's very self-explanatory. I mean, some middle-sized balance combo you can use that for, but 370 would just be better. High Needle is kind of trash, in my opinion. Has the same problem of normal needle, where you have a slight dislocation, and it's just going to bounce around, teeter-totter, that type of thing. And then moving on, we have the white one. So the white recolor of Whale Wave, which I'm going to call the Moby Dick Bay, is 380, and you get Gear Ball. Now the Gear Ball is nice because I actually am a fan of Gear Ball. I like the semi-aggressiveness it has, and overall it just looks cool. 380 could be better, but it's you know, it's better than, well, actually nah. It could be better. I just can't think of anything that could be better. I mean, I'm just going to mention a 5-sided thing, of course, but yeah, we all know the 5 sides are good. I don't know how good the 7th side is. I haven't seen it yet with the new Leon crest that's yet to come in. But yeah, you get that, and then you get Gear Ball, which is really nice. I don't know if we've got Gear Ball in any recolor or any other edition outside of Wyvern Gale, which was a Is it Wyvern Gale? Yeah, Wyvern Gale, which was a random booster. So this is a more guaranteed way to get Gear Ball. So that's really nice to see as well. But yeah, when we take a look at this this upcoming release, Whale Wave's bit is very exciting, but as far as overall Beyblade is concerned, I am more interested in Lightning El Drago. But that's just completely like my bias, just because I grew up with Metal Fight. Some people can differ on this. Now we do have more crossovers that have been like confirmed or semi-confirmed to come in. We know they're making Valkyrie. They should be making Storm Pegasus as well. Those are the only two I can think of. I wonder if they'll be having like more Metal Fight or more bays from Metal Fight or Burst to come in. I don't know if there may be a Spriggan version. That'd be nice to see. I'd be more interested to see if they will actually go forth and make a Galaxy and a Meteor Drago for this series as well. Because they did that with Burst, and I was like, oh, that's nice. But I was hoping they would actually go all the way through to 4D. But they didn't do that. And part of that could be just that they started the remakes a bit later into the Burst series versus here. They straight up mentioned it right off the bat. But yeah, I am more interested into the crossover bay myself, and I am excited for it to come in. And of course, with Whale Wave, I am more interested in the bit than anything else. But of course, I will still be getting it, and once I get them, I will be doing the unboxing and the review. So yeah, that's just the pre-release analysis video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about the bay in the comments, and like, comment, and subscribe to the video, or like and comment the video. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll post more content in the future. I am Mach321, and I'll be out, and I'll see you guys in whatever I upload next.